My name is Hanna, and I'm a farmer, and you still let me in. And I only had 8th grade education, and you still let me in to Toastmasters. I'm very thankful for that. I was born in Germany, like she said, Anne said, and I had 3 siblings, 2 brothers and 1 sister. I'm the youngest of 4. In 1960, Paul Forker from Fort Dodge, Iowa, came to our house. I know you can see me. I want to look that way to see you. And Paul Forker was looking at his ancestors in our area, which was near Hamburg. Hamburg is a big city. It was a very little village called Borstel, which was next to Verden, and is about 50 miles from Hamburg, northwest Germany. And he asked me if I like to come to America. Oh my gosh, who wouldn't want to come to America? It's like a castle. You can only look in from the outside. He says, you get permission from your parents and you let us know, and my wife will help you get a visa. And I first asked my dad, he says, gift to Gotti. No way. I was his youngest, and I was always a little bit, not bad girl, but I was trying different. But anyway, he didn't want to let me go. But then he thought about a month. We are as close to Russia as we are to Iowa, which Iowa is not a threat, but sometimes we think they are. And he thought if one less person, and the Cold War was in big swing, and he thought if in the evening we'd say, you better eat because the Russian might come tomorrow, one step and we'd be gone. Anyway, so he decided to let me go. He had one less person to worry about. And I put everything, wrote to Focus and put everything in gear to get my immigration visa. I was legally over here. And I got on the ship MS Berlin, took 10 days to get to New York. And like Anne said, I was only 18 years old. I didn't know any English except I don't speak English. And I got a one-way ticket to America and a one-way ticket on the train from New York to Minneapolis. Had to change to Chicago. I still don't know how I did that, but I did. Anyway, and in Minneapolis, Focus picked me up and drove me to Fort Dodge. That's where they live. I had to have a job lined up. I worked in the hospital cleaning rooms, and at first I walked, but then I got a bike. It was my first tax return, and all I had was a bike to ride. In a couple of years, I had connection in Texas. I was going to ride my bike to Texas like a hobo, like work my way to Texas as footloose and fancy free. If it took 2 years, it would be okay. I told my sponsors that, oh, Hannah, you can't do that. It's too dangerous. I got to Texas, but not on a bike. I never let go of that dream. And life can take you all kinds of direction that you don't plan on at all. I got married and unmarried, and then the Americans decided to have Germany rebuilt, and they pumped a lot of money into Germany. And my dad had some land. He sold some for development, and then he had lots left over, and he sent my bachelor brother over with a handful of money to buy a farm. And at that time, I lived in Rochester. I was still married at that time. And Manfred stayed with us and got a realtor, and he bought that farm in Chatfield. And he bought a brand new tractor, a brand new pickup, and he paid cash for the farm. He had lots of money left over. In a year, my parents came to see him in the farm, and he said, I have to go back with you or I die. He was too old to transplant. My dad had told me I could go when I'm 21 against his will. I said when I'm 21 to 21, I'm too old. And I still believe that you have to really, really young to do something like that. So he went back to Germany. My dad asked me to look after the farm and do with what I saw fit. And that's what I did. And I got divorced, and it went really lopsided. And I shed a lot of tears. I had to buy my own cows back and all that stuff. Anyway, on a radio station that I had going, I can't think of her name, Mary Pesh said on the radio station on a Saturday morning, overcome the fear of speaking, showing Toastmasters. And I did that. I'm so grateful for Toastmasters. For 40 years, I still haven't learned anything, but I'm still trying. So that's what I did. And I never let go of the dream. And 5 years ago, I always wanted to go to a part of the United States. And I thought of different ways. And then I thought, I'm going to write. You have to be photo and fancy free when you do something like that. And I thought, when I'm 80, I'll be photos and fancy free. But then my 70th birthday party, things were clearing out of the way. I think I do it when I'm 75. In the meantime, I joined the Lions Club. And every little town has a Lions Club. And so I should start at 75. 2 years into 75, I saw Menards, a bike with a motor. And I thought, I got to have a motor. I'm not that good a shape. And so one night I sat in front of my computer and put in solar-powered bike. And the ELF, what I wrote, came up on my computer screen. And I'm kind of spontaneous. I called them up, can I come and see you? And while I was it's made in Durham, North Carolina. When I was in Durham, I rode a bike, I ordered it, and it was May 2014. And that's where I decided I'd go May 1st, 2015. And that's what I did. And I like quick read you this poem. To dream anything you want to dream, that is the beauty of the human mind. To do anything you want to do, that is the strength of the human will. To trust yourself, to test your limits, that is the courage to succeed. Mr. Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster. And I didn't use the words, I put $5. I don't have $1 bill.
We'll get it. We'll get it. Thank you.